Hey, what's up? It's Frank here from DataDriven.tv, the podcast where we focus on the emerging fields of data science, machine learning, and artificial intelligence. If you like to think of data as the new oil, well, think of us like Car Talk, because we focus on where the rubber meets the virtual road. So I'm driving around now that I'm back from Vegas. Had a chance to meet some interesting folks out there, but I'm noticing a pattern, right? Because that's kind of what data science is about, right? I'm noticing more and more options for teaching kids STEM. So this one's particularly interesting. I'll show you right here. Not too far from Chateau. Hey, it's Data Trek. How's it going? So not that far from my house, and you'll see that they have this camp, a coding camp. Yeah.
Want some information on it?
Oh, yeah. I'm actually recording something for a podcast. I have a podcast on data science. And I do it live, and then I edit it down.
Okay.
But yeah, I'd like to know more if you're okay with me recording it.
Sure.
Okay. You can be on camera or not on camera, however you like.
Not on camera.
So tell me more about this.
So it's a coding camp for middle school kids and high school kids. It uses a program that they learn the basics of coding with Carol the dog. So Carol can move around a grid, up, over, and down. He can pick a tennis ball up. So when they do that, they're learning the basic commands of JavaScript.
Nice.
So the kids can enroll in a week or 2 weeks or 3 or 4 weeks. That course takes about 40 hours to complete if they did the entire thing.
Right.
If they did that, they'd have the equivalent of a college course in computer fundamentals.
Oh, interesting.
So it's summertime, so
right.
It's flexible for vacations, and it's personalized so that the instruction is done online with an expert video tutorial system, so that the kids can proceed at their own pace. If you're faster, doesn't matter. If I miss a day being sick, doesn't matter.
Right. Or go to the beach or whatever.
Exactly. Yeah. I can catch up. So we have two really, really sharp University of Maryland computer science students who teach the classes along with the expert software. So we're pretty excited about
the
program right now.
That's really cool. I'm excited. I work for Microsoft.
Okay.
And I'm a data scientist. I used to be a software engineer.
So why did you let me make a fool of myself? You
sure.
could probably explain that to me.
Sure. What data science is?
No.
Well, I can make a fool of myself on camera. So data scientist is kind of the next arguably the next evolution of what software engineers would do. So I was at my son's too young for this, otherwise he signed up already. But I did a career day, and fortunately, I followed a developer because she set up the thing, right? So she gave the example of if you were, if she would be the person that would create an application that would gather like information about students, like what's your favorite color, what's your favorite food, that sort of thing, and she said, and then she would create a report for the principal to kind of see, right? So I said, well, what I do is kind of a step ahead of beyond that, right? Because it's a relatively new field, right? So what I would do is I would take all the data from all the students in the U.S. and then try to find patterns. Do kids along the coasts, do they like seafood more?
Looking at the big data.
Right, looking at the big data, and for trying to find patterns in that. And patterns that would only appear if you had massive quantities of data, right? That's one of the aspects of it.
So this, middle school and high school kids don't necessarily know. Some of them know that they want to be coders or programmers now, but most of us have no idea.
Right.
But this does a good job of exposing them, because once they learn the basic commands, now they can make Carol do really neat things. Shows their creativity. So it exposes them to the field, but it also helps them in logical and critical thinking and has some real benefits.
Which is key. Yeah, I think it's great. When I was a kid, it was only the weird people that were into computers.
Yes.
And that's partly why it's a good paying field now, because not a lot of people have been exposed to it. But I think we're at a point now, this is as important as literacy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So this year's our first course is a basic JavaScript course, but next summer we'd like to have additional offerings, from information security to other software programs.
That's awesome.
So if you can help us get enrollment,
I definitely will. I'll definitely post a link to this, and thank you for the impromptu interview.
Awesome. And the website is
The website is fairhavencodingcamp.com.
Yes.
And do you have a card on you?
I do.
Okay, cool.
833-I-DO-CODE is the
833-I-DO-CODE is the phone number.
Yep.
Pretty cool.
I'll have to find the card. I think I have a card.
Okay, cool. Yeah, thank you for the impromptu. My name's Frank.
Frank, nice
and the
to meet
podcast is datadriven.tv.
Awesome.
So, yeah.
Datadriven.tv. Do you have a card with you?
I do not have a card with me, but definitely I'll let you know, and maybe we can talk about if you need help for setting things up next year. See, Data Truck? You saw that live.
I'm with
Awesome.
You,
Thank you. Thank you very much. I'll send you a link to this.
This is our business, but I'm the
awesome
chairman of the trustees board at church. And
oh, very cool. No, this is a great thing. I think it's important. That's actually what I was going to record and say, is that it's important for kids to get exposure to this, because when I was a kid, only the weird people got into computers. My mom, when I went to college, actively encouraged me away from computer science because it was not considered a real career path. Right. And she wanted me to be a doctor, a lawyer, or a chemical engineer, which is pretty specific. Exactly. But I think it's important because the jobs of the future.
Exactly.
Data scientist didn't exist as a job title 5 years ago.
But your preparation got you.
My preparation got me there. And I think you nailed it on the head when you said it's all about analytical skills.
The kids today, I think there's a lot of interest in all the mobile apps and things that they can do.
Right.
So I think it might be broader than back in the old days.
Oh, it totally is, because it's much more exposed. People expose themselves to computers. Oh, that sounds bad. People are exposed to computers more and more than they ever were. My 3-year-old can use the Alexa.
Yeah.
Right. It's
they're
cute.
Natives. They're born with it. They're born with it. They can pick it up and they'll show you things almost before they can talk. It's
exactly. My older son, I taught him how to troubleshoot Wi-Fi connection problems because I got tired of helping him out. And so it's really funny. So when I was driving the little one, I have a 3 and an 8-year-old. So the 3-year-old was screaming because his video didn't work.
Yeah.
Right, which is funny, right? Like real-time video downloads in a car moving 60 miles.
Yeah.
That 10 years ago, that was science fiction. 5 years ago, that was prohibitively expensive.
I'm on the board of Frederick Community College Foundation.
Yeah.
And we had a board meeting where we had the reading of the annual audit.
Right.
So, but I needed to be, I think, in Milwaukee. So my guy and I are driving down the road. I'm in a video conference in the passenger seat, watching the auditor present the audit findings, conversing with the people that are in the room while I'm traveling 70 miles an hour.
Nice.
So the technology,
it's really accessible now. I think that's really the key. It's not just I remember seeing the Jetsons, and the Jetsons are older than me, when they had video conferencing. But now it's a very real thing.
Exactly.
My kids will not talk to me on the phone. They will always hit the video thing, or to do FaceTime or Facebook Messenger. Like they just don't understand. But I mean, it's great because I think it's important to teach these analytical base skills, because who knows what the 5 years from now what the hot job title is.
We do know that the preparation and the fundamentals now, as it did with you, prepares them to go.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, thank you very much. Thank you for being...
If you interview your neighbors, you see them and have kids that are...
in that range, I definitely will.
Let them know.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
And that was great. That was awesome. That's the power of podcasting, I guess, or live streaming. And I think it's important because I saw a report. The hot new job title in Silicon Valley is machine learning engineer. Now, that's a title I only heard of about 6 months ago. And I actually saw it through Instagram, which in itself is a way to get breaking news is kind of odd. But anyway, I guess that's kind of the future. Instagram is on the rise for sure. I think it's important. Exactly what he said. I couldn't have said it better myself. But I think it's great. I'm seeing a lot more science summer camps, a lot more emphasis on science, STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math. And I think it's great. With that, I am signing off. Be sure to check out our Facebook page where you could have watched this live like Mr. Data Trek did, as well as go over to datadriven.tv, where we hope to have some announcements soon. Had some interesting conversations this week at a podcasters meetup. Have some big ideas. And stay tuned because we're going to have some announcements soon. And with that, I'll sign off.